Hey team, Shane Kempton here. I'm super excited to be sharing with you my new program called The Best Version of Yourself. This program is a culmination of my 30 plus years working in corporate space, working with elite sporting teams, one-on-one coaching with some of the best leaders in the country, and my own personal development experiences over those 3 decades. This program is designed for those people that feel like success is eluding them at the moment. It could be that you're at the top of your game, but you're still feeling a little bit unfulfilled. It could be that you're just trying to get started. You've got all the scripts and the dialogues, but success just seems to be that little bit far away from you and you can't quite achieve it. It could be that you're a stay-at-home mum or dad and you're just feeling that something's missing in your life. You just need that kickstart, that recharge, that re-refinement of things to be more congruent with yourself and your life and where you're heading. This Best Version of Yourself program is so exciting. It's 12 weeks of one-on-one coaching, group coaching, online modules, etc. It's a fantastic program, and I know it's going to make a massive difference in your life. This little keynote I'm about to give you now, this webinar, is just a snapshot of some of the things that we talk about in the program, which I'm sure you're going to get great value out of it. If you like what you see in this webinar, stay tuned for some details at the back of this, and we'll show you how you can sign up for the full program. Enjoy. Hey team, welcome to my webinar, The Mindset to Having It All and Being the Best Version of Yourself. And probably a little bit more specifically, why some will and most don't, but more importantly for you, how you will and they won't. When preparing for this and thinking, how's a great way to frame up this whole mindset of having it all and being the best version of yourself, I thought about when is a great time in my history where I can share with you a very powerful example that demonstrates the potency of having a have it all mindset. And I thought of this time here as a snapshot of my time in my life when I was really in a dominating mindset. I was having it all, I was really clear, being the best version of myself. It's actually it's over 20 years ago, this photo, but the story still reigns true. It was when I was in the military and I was going for the Special Air Service Regiment selection course, or SASR selection course. Great time in my life, really focused. I had a clear vision of what I wanted to achieve. I knew I wanted to be a member of the Special Air Service Regiment. So I had to train hard. I had to prepare, months of preparation to even get onto this course. I was getting up early each morning, up at 5 o'clock in the morning, pack marching for 20 Ks each day, then getting to work, then doing my physical training at work. So I was in the army doing all my other things. But this photo here really snapshots where I was. I was right on my game. That was at the end of the 20K pack march. It was day 3. We're carrying about 40 kilos in total on our packs and in our webbing, etc. I had finished that. I crossed the line first. So I was first to finish. It wasn't a race, but I was that determined to be the best version of myself. I got it in a record time. That's 5 o'clock in the morning. You can just see the shadows on the trees. The sun was just rising, and I blitzed it. I really did well. To give you some examples of how hard it is to get on this course, let me just show you some stats. So there was 500 people that actually applied to go onto this course. Out of that 500, 150 were selected to attend the course. So there's 350 people that got vetted because of through different psych tests and mindsets and all those sorts of things. So 150 got selected to attend. Only 149 turned up, one pulled out. By day 3, we were down to 51 people. By the end of the 25 days that were on the course, 8 people finished and 7 got selected. So even one poor bugger there, he passed, he finished, but he didn't get selected. So it just showed you the discipline behind it. Where most of the people came off this course was because their mindset wasn't strong enough. It wasn't so much the physically that people withdrew, it was mentally. They weren't mentally tough enough. And the reason I can say that is this, is because by day 3, we were all physically exhausted. They did their best on this course to physically exhaust us. So the rest of the time, it was all mindset to get us through. So how do we apply this to life? Well, to me, the key lesson out of that little story is this, is that to pass one of the hardest selection courses on the planet, you've got to win the inner game. Yes, you've got to be physically fit. There's no denying that side of things. But you have to be equally, if not more so, mentally fit. Your mind will give out before your body gives out. That's no matter whether you're playing sport, whether you're in the military, whether you're in corporate life. Your mind will give in first. So you've got to win that inner game at the onset. So how does that apply to us in our careers and business life? Well, let's one thing I know is this, is that life gives us, not what we want, not what we need, but what we deserve. Life won't demand that you are successful. You've got to demand it of yourself. And it starts by doing that inner work, preparing yourself to win. One of the things that we can put in our favor is using the law of expectancy. Now, the law of expectancy means this. Over 2,000 years ago, there's a Bible quote here that says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so he is." That means what we're thinking about internally is what we manifest into our life. So if you're constantly thinking about doom and gloom and negative things, you're going to attract that stuff into your life. But equally as important, if you focus on the positive things in life, you start attracting the positive things in your life. It's about having that positive expectation in life. Anything you do, expect to win. Have that positive expectancy. Start attracting all those things that can bring success into your life, and then you'll start to manifest them. You've still got to do the work, but it starts with this inner work. This is the inner game right there, ladies and gentlemen. Playing that inner game, having that positive expectancy to win. You see, because we are hardwired as earthlings to expect, in survival mode. If you think about back when we were growing, when we were first, on this planet, we had this fight, flight, or freeze instinct. It was all there to keep us alive. It was about our survival instinct. Our survival instinct is to expect the worst case scenario and be alert for it. So that's survival instinct. I want you to have a thrival instinct where you expect the positive things to happen and attract those things into your heart. So knowing this, we've got a choice. We can go into life, we can go into the next, period of this year, with the same old thinking, getting the same old results, or we can turn things up a notch. We can take our service levels and our success levels to another level. The reason why I say that is because I know if you turn up your service levels, success will follow it. Success follows service. So by being fantastic at what you do and being the best version of yourself in your given trade or your given industry or profession, you then can start attracting success, and you can have it all. One of my favorite quotes that I've grown up with all my life is this, is that in life, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough people get what they want. Zig Ziglar was quoted as saying that. So how does that apply to us in this webinar? Well, to me, the having it all mindset and being the best version of yourself is being able to help as many people as you can by being the best version of yourself. So what does being the best version of yourself look like? Well, here are 4 key ingredients of being the best version of yourself. When you are the best version of yourself, you have a compelling vision. You are purpose-driven, you're congruent, you're authentic, you know exactly what you want in life, you know where you're going, you know what your lane is, and you stay in it. You don't get distracted, pulled left or right. You're really clear. You have this clear, compelling vision of where you want to be in the future. The other thing that you have with when you're the best version of yourself is that you have a focused game plan. Not only do you prepare to win, but you actually have a plan to win in all the important areas of your life, whether it be your health, your wealth, your business, your career, relationship, your family, whatever is important for you, you've got a game plan, a focused game plan in that area that you can apply. Then when you do apply these things and when you are the best version of yourself, you start to set up winning routines. Aristotle was quoted as saying that we are what we repeatedly do. So excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Our habits define us. We need to have the self-discipline, we need to be match fit, and we need to have broken all the habits that are holding us back and replace them with winning habits and winning routines that's going to bring out the best version of ourselves. Once we've got those things there, then it's not all about just having these lovely pipe dreams and a plan. We've got to take massive action. Nobody fails in strategy. It's execution that lets people down. Being the best version of yourself takes action because when you are the best version of yourself, you are passionate at what you do. You're aligned, and you're fully engaged with your partner, with your team, with your clients, with themselves. And we become extraordinary leaders. No matter whether you're a leader of your family or a leader of a business, you're the best version of yourself because you're taking actions. You're aligned. You're very clear. And people see that you're congruent with what you're saying. So, what does that actually mean? What does that mean? Well, for me, being the best version of yourself, and having it all is less about beating your competition and trying to beat others, and it's more about mastering yourself. How do we become the best version of ourselves? How do we overcome the habits, the things that are holding us back? Well, to know that, we've got to identify those things. A problem well defined is a problem half solved. So what are some of the things that hold us back from being the best version of ourselves and maybe, when we're thinking about that inner game, what are some of the routines that maybe contribute towards us losing that inner game? Well, the first one is if you don't have a vision or it's a weak vision. If you don't have that, there's no compelling reason to take you forward. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, if you don't know where you're going, then anything will take you there. So we need to make sure that we've got a very clear, strong, compelling vision. The second thing there that holds us back is distractions. We're in a world of distractions right now. We've got media, we've got social media, we've got Netflix, we've got TV, we've got all these things that can distract us from what we're doing. And unless we make some conscious decisions and stay focused, on our own game plan and staying in our lane, we can be constantly distracted. And what that distraction does is lead us to become lazy, and we start to procrastinate. It's easier to sit on the couch and smash out a whole lot of box sets rather than reading a good book or writing your goals or setting up those routines that we know that will deliver success. The other thing is that another version of procrastination is saying yes too often, saying yes to everyone else but not ourselves. So we've got to make sure that we are, not saying yes to everyone else's priorities, and we're saying yes to our own. The next one there is only liking what we're doing and not loving what we do. Passion is so important. We have to love what we do and do what we love. If we just like it, then it's going to be weak, and the person who loves it and is more passionate and more enthusiastic is going to win the business each time. The next one there is self-doubt. Self-doubt is a huge issue which holds us back. That chatter that we have going on in our mind saying we're not worthy, we're not good enough, everyone else is better, you don't have the resources, you're born in the wrong family, you're born in the wrong country. All this garbage that goes through in our head is due to all the negative media and stuff that's out there. We start to, unless we make filtered decisions about what we let into our mind, that self-doubt becomes magnified. That is one of the biggest things that holds us back. The other one there is jealous of other people's success. We see other people being successful, we focus on them, and it starts to distract us from being the best version of ourselves. We give energy through jealousy and envy, and it's such an insidious thing that holds us back and stops us from being the best version of ourselves. And then the other thing is, which is similar, we start blaming other people for us not being successful. We blame others because they're more successful, they've got more resources, they've got more opportunities, they're born to a better family. This person's holding me back. All these other excuses that go on really hold us back from being the best version of ourselves. Then we start belittling other people's achievements. Worse, we start belittling our own achievements and saying we're not good enough, really that wasn't that great, and we start to knock ourselves down and hold ourselves back. We've got to celebrate the little successes, because it's all those little successes that build us up into one big one. The last one here is addictions. We live in a society that's full of addictions. Addictions to social media. How many likes can I get? We get so fixated on, being popular on social media and all those things. Addictions to alcohol and drugs, massive problem in our society right now. Addiction to porn and other things like that, which are just it can be confronting to say these things, but these things are underlying our society at the moment, which are holding people back and causing them to play small. We've got to be bigger than these addictions, and start being focused on the things that are going to bring out the best version of ourselves. The three big ones in here that we've got to be mindful of are no vision, self-doubt, and addictions. They are the three big ones there that stop people playing a big game and holding them back. So now that we know some of the things that hold us back, let's have a look at some of the things that unleashes the best version of ourselves and how we can win that inner game. The first one there is having morning routines, early morning routines. Getting up before the sun rises, it's such a powerful routine to get into. Rumi was quoted as saying, it had a great saying that the morning breeze has secrets in it, so don't go back to sleep. I know I've had my best inspirations, the best ideas come in the morning when there's no noise, there's no distraction. I don't go onto social media, I don't go onto technology. I'm out in the fresh air, walking in the park, walking in the bush, walking on the beach, walking with my dog, just getting that fresh air before all the noise and distractions happen, and listening to that wisdom that can be on the wind in the mornings. The next one there is regular exercise and recharge. We know that people buy our energy, and to create energy, we've got to create energy. And we do that through regular exercise. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a gym junkie and a massive, bodybuilder, but keeping fit. We are designed to move. I hear stories of, men pulling hamstrings waving the flags at their kids' footy matches on the weekend. Now, come on, that's just weak. We've got to be better than that, society. Now, we're physical beings. We've got to move our bodies. We've got to keep fit to make sure that we keep healthy. Equally as important is that we've got to recharge. We need to have adequate sleep to recharge, to replenish our bodies. Being sleep deprived is one of the things that holds us back from being the best version of ourselves. So making sure you're getting healthy levels of sleep. Not too much, not too little. The experts say anywhere between 6 to 8 hours seems like the perfect amount of sleep for the average adult human. The next one there is eating healthy. 80-20, eating healthy most of the time, 80% of the time, putting healthy raw foods into our body. There's a whole lot of different dietary ideas out there. And when you do the actual 12-week program with me, we dig a little bit deeper into healthy eating, fasting, all those sorts of things that can help us. The other one there, but more importantly, we'll say in this little session here, is stay hydrated. More often than not, we're not hungry, we're thirsty. So we keep putting cakes and pies and crap into our bodies, and we wonder why we're starting to stack on the weight. Drink more water. You're not going to drown. Drink more water. Put at least a couple of litres of clean water into your body each day to stay hydrated, to keep the toxins out of your body. It's so important. The next one there is one of my favourite things, and that's personal and professional development. Making sure you're working harder on yourself rather than your job. It's so important that we keep putting good things into our mind, that we make proactive, filtered decisions about what we let into our body, to making sure that our minds stay healthy as well as our stomachs, but we're feeding our minds with good, healthy information about success, positivity, so we're drowning out the negative noise that's out there. Next one, being self-aware and connected. This is about you. This is the spiritual side of you. Whatever your inclinations are, knowing that you are part of something bigger than yourself. Being connected, being self-aware, being centered, knowing what's out there and being more self-aware of the bigger picture. We've all got to answer to an authority out there. Some people's authority is money, some people's authority is success, some people's authority is fame. They are all potentially hollow victories. There is a bigger authority out there that we need to connect to be a part of, to making sure that we are living the best version of ourselves. Being self and time management. There is no such thing as time management. It's all about self-management. The best version of yourself is disciplined with their time so they can have more freedom. The best version of yourself pushes through setbacks. They don't give up easy. They don't give up at the first little challenge or the first little obstacle that gets in the way. We push through. The best version of yourself doesn't give up easy, but we work through things to making sure that we follow through on the commitments that we made to ourselves and to others. The next one there is having a journal and setting and reviewing goals. Having a journal is so important. It's been a game changer for me. Writing in a journal each morning, bookending my day with gratitude is such an important thing. Unless you write things down, you tend to forget them. We've got so much things going on. Having a journal is just a great way to gather your thoughts, gather your intentions, gather your goals, and stay focused. The second last one there is being passionate what you do. People, when they are the best version of themselves, they love what they do and they do what they love. They are passionate. They are enthusiastic. You can feel the energy. You can see their eyes light up when they talk about what they do. They're not sort of indifferent. They are passionate about what they do. It's so important. And the last one there is positive talk. This is the conversation of champions. That inner conversation that you have with yourself is critically important. It is so easy in this world to be caught up with the doom and gloom, and then the chatter in our mind starts becoming that way, and we have that self-doubt kicking in. It's the conscious conversation that you have with yourself, saying you're worthy, saying that you are giving value, saying that you are a good service. All that positive talk manifests itself into the external world of being, a positive, serving person that is successful. To me, there are two really key words that sum up these routines, and that is discernment and intestinal fortitude. When you have intestinal fortitude, you push through and you follow through on those commitments that are important to you. And then you use discernment to make sure that you're saying yes to the right things and no to the wrong things that could take you, derail you. So two really old school words, but I feel they are so important, and we can take a lot away from discernment and intestinal fortitude. So you could be looking at this list right now and you'd be going, wow, that is a lot of things there, Shane. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. The current version of myself my current version of myself is stuck in this comfort zone. You know, I've got all these little comfortable routines. That whole best version of yourself seems so far away, and it seems like there's this massive gap between where I am now and where I want to be. You know, and to bridge that gap, you've got to step into the courage zone. We all have to do it. There's no free kicks, there's no easy ride. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to take that leap, and you need a plan to get there. What I want to give you now are 4 really critical steps about how you bridge that gap and how you become the best version of yourself. We've talked about them before, but here they are to recap. The first one there is a compelling vision. You must have that to pull you through the tough times. A focused game plan on how to achieve that compelling vision. You need to have the winning routines that support that game plan, and you need to take massive action. They are the 4 key pillars which will help you become the best version of yourself so you can have it all. So let's dig deep into one of those areas now. Let's think about the compelling vision side of things. What is a compelling vision? You've probably heard every speaker that you've seen to talks about having a vision, having goals, etc. But what is a compelling vision? The best way I can sum it up for you, and the best way that had the best impact for me, was simply this: is that about a compelling vision is very similar to a vivid dream. Have you ever had a vivid dream where you've woke up in the morning and you've woken up from a dream and go, wow, that felt so real? You know, you're emotionally connected to it. You actually feel disappointed because it wasn't actually real. That's what we call a vivid dream. Well, a compelling vision is a vivid dream backed up with some action plans to make it happen. So having that vivid dream, being very clear, emotionally attached to what that vision of the future looks like for you. So I'd love you just to close your eyes right now, and we'll do a quick little visualization process. I want you to imagine for the next 3 months you've lived the best version of yourself. Let's just say for the next 3 months, whatever today's date is, project yourself forward 3 months. And in that last 3 months, you have been the best version of yourself. You've been highly disciplined. You've done all the things you need to do in your career to get those, to hit your numbers, to serve the people like you want to serve. You've been eating all the right food. You've been exercising. You're getting the right sleep. You're staying hydrated. You've been starting to make some plans to build on your wealth through, different investments. You're saving money. You're banking money. You're not spending everything that you earn. Your relationships are phenomenal. You're so connected and aligned with your spouse, with your clients, with your team, etc. And you've backed all these up with the best habits that you can create that you know is going to be the best version of yourselves. Think of yourself in 12 weeks' time, in 3 months' time. If you live the best version of yourself with all these things, how do you compare to yourself now to what you look like back then? Okay, open your eyes now. You can see when you get really connected to a vivid dream and a vivid, compelling vision, you really start to be emotionally connected. And that's important because emotion builds motion. You've got to be emotionally connected to that compelling vision. So thinking about living the best version of yourself, how powerful can you be? How potent can you be? When you are the best version of yourself, you can have it all, but you've got to do the work in between to make it happen. And you've got to be emotionally connected to it. Now, I know sometimes we need a hand with this to unleash the best version of yourselves. And that's why, over the last 2 decades, I've had some wonderful leadership positions. And my leadership style is this. My value in life, my purpose in life is to inspire people and to empower others. And I love bringing those people together and building teams. That is what I've been doing for the last 2 decades in the workforce, is leading people, inspiring them, empowering them to be the best version of themselves, and building teams that is the best version of those teams. More recently, I've been digging really deep into, men's issues, looking at manhood, masculinity, and success, and seeing where men fit into this modern world. Because at the moment, they're a little bit lost at the moment. There's a lot of bad press out there. And I've been really digging deep from a men's perspective on what that looks like. I'm a man myself. I've got a beautiful wife. I've been married for nearly 30 years now. I've got 3 sons. I've got a grandson. I grew up with a grandfather. I've had good men around me all my life, and I've had some fantastic role models. Off the back of that research, I've created a compelling 12-week program that helps people become the best version of themselves. So although the research has come from working with men, This program can work for anyone. Predominantly is a man's program, but it can work for anyone. And it's all about being the best version of yourself. The 12-week program looks a bit like this. You know, it's about one-on-one coaching. There's group coaching. There's online resources, etc. There's so many things there that come together to make this a potent version and a potent program to bring out the best version of yourselves. If you feel like there's something missing in your life and you're not quite sure what it is, like you might have all the scripts and you might have all the dialogue, but success is still eluding you. Or you might have a wonderful house, a great car, you know, fantastic relationships, but you still feel empty inside. It could be that you're not living the best version of yourself. And until you are living that best version of yourself, you can't have it all. This program could be perfect for you to reset, recharge, and redefine what it is to have success in your life and to have it all. If you feel like you need a hand with that, go to my website, havingitall.com.au. Register for your free coaching session. I'll give you a free coaching session to start with to check in to see if the program's right for you. I'd love you to check that out. And then register for that. If the program's good for you, we'll set you up in the 12-week program and we make sure that we give you all the resources, all the tools to become the best version of yourself over that 12-week program. Remember, go to Having It All, register for your free free coaching session with me, and let's see if the Having It All program's right for you. All right, let's wrap up, ladies and gents. You know, I know this in life is that we get what we deserve. We have to win that inner game. It's so important. 3 values I'd love to leave you with that'll help you do that. So first of all, I want you to be fit. I want you to be the best version of yourselves. I want you to be physically fit. I want you to be mentally fit. I want you to be spiritually fit. That success trinity is what is required as the foundation to be the best version of yourself. Once you've got that, you need to be focused. Create a compelling vision of the future of where you want to be it 3 months, be it 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Have that compelling vision of the future that you get excited about, and then have a game plan to achieve it. Then finally there, I need you to be fierce. I want you to take massive actions and create winning routines around that focused game plan to ensure that you become the best version of yourself. Hey team, well there you go. I hope you enjoyed that webinar as much as I enjoyed presenting it. Like I said in there, if you want to be the best version of yourself, sometimes we need that little bit of extra helping hand. We just need to do some fine tunings, maybe reset some old routines, instill some new winning habits, get that game plan, you know, and really start to create some massive action and momentum to get us on the right track. If you'd like to know more about the Best Version of Yourself program, just make a comment down below here or click on the website bestversionofyou.com.au. Check that out and I'll be able to give you some more details on there. Sign up for your free coaching session. I'll give you a free one-on-one to start with just to see whether the program's right for you. Like I said, if you want to know more, go to bestversionofyou.com.au. It won't be a decision you'll regret, and I'm sure you're going to get massive value out of it. Have a great day.